What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we started a brand new series which might actually turn out to be one of my favorites yet. The title is pretty self-explanatory, Granolah gets sent to Earth with Goku. The last part saw their upbringing and how Granolah got to Earth with him. Today, we'll be going more into original Dragon Ball, nearing the end of it and going toward a Z. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,500 likes. If we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. As Korin continues training the three fighters, he's pretty pleased with how they're growing. And it's good because there's another tournament coming up soon. What better way to test their powers than to send them to this? They definitely feel like they have grown stronger. Of course, Roshi's training was valuable, but Korin's training is another level. Literally another level. Of course, this isn't the greatest place they can go to train yet, but they'll find out a better place soon enough. And thus, we enter the 22nd World Tournament. Remember what I mentioned last time about Shen? Well, Roshi sees him there and is kind of worried about his two students, Tenshinhan and Chaozu. Roshi doesn't actually enter this time because he doesn't see a need for Jackie Chun. Just like in the last tournament, he feels that Granolah probably will be the best of his students here. He is just naturally advantaged by being older. But even though he doesn't need to keep Goku in check, he still regrets not entering because of this. He hopes those two students aren't too brutal. He feels that his students could surpass them, but he doesn't know what they have in store. Especially because of Tao's death, these two are fired up, ready to defeat the Turtle School. And beyond that, they're ready to kill them. Roshi can sense the evil intent within them. This might turn ugly. Hopefully they avoid that. And they actually get to see this battle pretty early on. As the tournament goes through, one of the fights is actually Ten versus Granolah. Granolah wonders if his three eyes are just cosmetic, or if that third eye actually serves a purpose. He's going to be on guard. Maybe Ten has similar abilities to him. But as he comes to learn, Ten isn't even relying on his eyesight like that. Granolah's not even sure if he can, but it doesn't seem like he's even doing that anyways. Ten tells Granolah he'll pay for what he did to Tao, but Granolah's confused. He tried to kill them. This was in self-defense. Do they think he sought out Tao and just killed him like that? Well, no one actually knows what happened, but it's enough to fuel the Crane School's hatred for them. But as the two continue fighting, it becomes clear. Granolah might actually have an edge in terms of strength. All that time training with Korin, it's really helped. And Ten's surprised. How is that possible? There's no way the Turtle School's superior to them. Ten uses every technique that he can. But Granolah doesn't hold back either. Through a combination of strategy and strength, he ends up winning against Tenshinhan. But he's surprisingly pretty respectful about it. Roshi was confused. He thought Granolah would get a little bit more cocky over this. I mean, obviously this is good. It shows that Granolah is changing, but he just didn't expect it. But Granolah kind of understands why Ten went after them. He was given misinformation, confused. But he tells Ten they're not the enemies. Ten's a bit frustrated to be defeated at first, but deep down, he's kind of intrigued. That guy was strong. It's making him reconsider things. Maybe he is on the wrong side. Anyways, the tournament continues, and the finalists begin to fight. The finalists this time are actually Goku and Granolah. A pretty obvious outcome. Granolah tells Goku he'll go easy on him. He'll give himself a handicap even, but Goku then tells him to not do that. He doesn't want him to hold it back. Goku fights his brother at full strength. Nothing else. And Granolah is surprised to hear this, but also at the same time, not too surprised. Alright. He tells Goku he won't hold back. Nothing is off limits. And there's a weird thing that Granolah notices during this fight. It never really clicked with him, but Goku's still kind of small. It's not like he's incredibly young anymore. But he's still just very short. Well, maybe that's just how Saiyans age. He doesn't know for sure. But that's definitely going to give Goku a disadvantage in his eyes. Or maybe not. It makes Goku a lot harder to hit. I mean, it's pretty obvious. He's a lot more agile, and there's less of him to hit. And they have been doing the same training. And with Goku being much stronger than before, it actually gives Granolah somewhat of a challenge. But in the end, I still feel he'll win here. And the two are glad to have made it to the finals, as well as getting to fight each other again. Roshi gives a sigh of relief. That's another crisis averted. He thought the Crane School would be a bigger challenge, but no. They were dismantled by all three of his students. But is there really a crisis averted? Not really. What follows goes mostly the same at first. Tambourine ends up attacking, and Krillin dies, completely shocking everybody, especially Goku and Granolah, who are the ones to find him. Given Granolah's overprotective nature here, he's infuriated beyond belief. He's never felt a rage like this. Krillin was just a kid, his friend. Who could have done something like this? And Goku feels the exact same way. And now Granolah is concerned for him. Goku immediately wants to go out and find whoever did this. And Granolah says they need to wait. They don't know what they're up against. But Goku tells Granolah he has to stop being so overprotective of him. Goku wants to do this, and he knows Granolah wants to too. Even if it might be risky, it's what they need to do. They're gonna have to face the threat eventually, he says. And Goku does tell Granolah he can handle himself now. He saw in the tournament. And this actually makes Granolah recognize, yeah, Goku is growing older and more mature. As an older brother, he always felt obligated to protect Goku. But Goku's starting to be able to handle himself now. Reluctantly, Granolah agrees with his brother, but he tells him one thing. The only condition is that they need to do this together. And Goku's fine with that. He was expecting it to be like that anyways. The two of them feel the same rage. Honestly, it would be weird if Granolah didn't say that. They go off to fight Tambourine. As for the rest of the group, things go normally for them. Oh yeah, one thing I kind of forgot to mention. Don't worry, Yamcha is still involved. I feel even though he has less connection to the group, at some point he'd want to hone his fighting skills more, and it might lead him to the Turtle School. Not that he's too important right now, but he's there. But as for Goku and Granolah, things go much differently. Well, it's pretty obvious, Granolah's there first of all. But Goku's actually stronger too. They find Tambourine, and they're able to actually defeat him. And now begins their journey to defeat the rest of King Piccolo's kids. They meet Yajirobe along the way. But the greatest part here is, Goku's never put out of commission. With the two of them fighting together, they're able to actually take on all of King Piccolo's kids. At least the ones they could find. That's what they're trying to do right now, trying to locate everyone and protect the other fighters from being killed by them. But in their haste, they completely forgot. What's happening with the rest of the group? Hopefully they're okay. I mean, they should be okay. They could probably fend for themselves. And there wasn't really anyone else in the tournament besides Yamcha. There's no reason to target people like Roshi and Bulma because Roshi wasn't even in the tournament this time. And obviously Bulma wasn't. But there's also those other people in the tournament too that they need to protect. They probably won't be able to handle themselves. And they wonder, what about Ten and Chaozu? Ten was pretty strong, but not strong enough to fend against this maybe. Well, who knows? Hopefully things are going okay. And they realize they should probably stop this journey and actually go link up with the group again. Granolah calls for Oatmeal, telling him to go find Roshi and the others. They can't really sense anything right now, but thankfully with Oatmeal, they might be able to find them. Goku also calls for Nimbus. He's gonna search around too. And Granolah goes his own way, with the three of them splitting up kinda. But Oatmeal tracks Granolah down again, and Granolah launches a blast in the air as a beacon, signaling Goku to come back. Goku swings by, extending his power pole for Granolah to grab onto. It's weird, Granolah can't really ride the Nimbus cloud. But this is the workaround they found. Goku rides up top, dangling Granolah below. Maybe someday he'll be able to ride it. It seems he's not as pure-hearted as his brother. Weird, he wonders why. But it's already too late. As they're flying over there, they see Shenron in the sky. Someone summoned the dragon, and they can only assume the worst. They arrive and see King Piccolo, and no words are exchanged. Immediately, before King Piccolo even knows they're there, powerful and accurate blasts of energy come down from the sky. He's regained his youth by now, so thankfully he's able to deflect them. But they do kinda hurt. They were aimed at his vital points. They weren't just random blasts. And he sees Granolah drop down from the sky, with Goku then descending as well. He tells them they're far too late. He's already achieved youth and they're not gonna stop him. And they look around to see the carnage. Roshi and Chaozu are both dead. And nearby, Ten's there, but he's starting to wake up after being unconscious. The two brothers can't believe what they're seeing. They were enraged before at Krillin's death, but now Roshi and Chaozu too? Not that they know Chaozu too well, but Roshi obviously. And Chaozu's just an innocent bystander. In response to seeing this, the two of them power up. An amazing amount of ki collects within them. They scream in unison and attack in unison. It actually kind of catches King Piccolo off guard. Granolah is able to land a powerful kick, aiming it so he flings King Piccolo into the forest. This is where he's going to thrive. This is where he's going to win this fight. Granolah's practiced stealth, and he's going to use that to his advantage here. He and Goku fight very well together, and this way they could utilize combo attacks. King Piccolo looks around, ready for anyone to attack him. Goku jumps from the treetops, kicking downward towards Piccolo. Piccolo's about to deflect it, but then a sniper shot hits his arm, and one in his back too, stunning him. It allows Goku to get a direct hit in his face. Then jumping back up into the treetops, disappearing. Granolah then jumps out of the bushes. Piccolo tries to counterattack again, and the power pole then hits him in the face, allowing Granolah to hit him right in a vital point. The two of them are using hit and run strategies, with Granolah also utilizing his sniping and his stealth. But then, surprisingly, Piccolo sees someone else stumble into the forest. It's Ten Shinhan. He wonders what he's planning to do. But Ten simply performs a solar flare, saying nothing else. King Piccolo was blinded. Ten yells out, now's the time to attack. And Granolah and Goku hold nothing back. They both converge in on King Piccolo's location, and with him blinded, they take advantage of it. Attacking with all their might, basically seeing no resistance. Ten's gonna try something. He wonders if maybe he could pull off the Mafuba. It'll be tough, but it could work. He tells them to just weaken King Piccolo for him. Keep him at bay so he can prepare. The two continue the barrage of attacks. And right before the blindness wears off, King Piccolo faintly sees something. He sees the two brothers in front of him, launching a massive Kamehameha. A Brotherhood Kamehameha launches him up into the sky. Dealing significant damage, he falls back down to the ground. But right before he touches the surface, Ten performs a Mafuba, and it actually works. He's incredibly weakened, falling to the ground exhausted afterwards. Granolah and Goku rush over to him to make sure he's okay, and they watch as he seals the container. This is what Roshi was trying to do, and he succeeded. They're glad they won. They stopped King Piccolo, but it's still a little bit too late. They're friends, they're dead, and the Dragon Balls, they're gonna have to wait another year for them. Well, no. Ten tells them that's not actually the case. He noticed before, the Dragon Balls turned to stone. And Granolah realized that can only mean one thing. Shenron's probably dead. Ten didn't see it, but he assumes the same as well. King Piccolo probably killed him. So now, they have a new conundrum. They don't know what to do next. But they are pretty injured. Ten thankfully got the least of it. But the two of them can't go on with these injuries for too long. They need to be checked and healed quickly. They need to go back to Korin and get a Senzu Bean. Even if they just split one between the two of them, that'll be fine. Thankfully, Yajirobe shows up, driving them back there. With Ten going to get the others, making sure everything's okay with them. He commends them for their defeat, and they're glad to see. It was weird working with him after what they just experienced with him in a tournament, but it's nice to see this change within Ten. And now, we're gonna go a little bit light speed. Goku and Granolah get to Korin's tower, they get healed up, and they also get told about Kami. So now the two of them start their journey to get to the lookout, and of course, the two of them are gonna make it there. They meet Kami, Shenron is restored, and Kami also offers to train them. Obviously, they're not gonna turn it down, and we enter a little bit of a time skip. The two of them basically stay up there until the next tournament. Even at one point, they try and use the Room of Spirit and Time, but it's a little bit too much for them, although it's nice to know that this exists. And that thing that Granolah noted before about Goku's height and all, Goku actually goes through a growth spurt. He's glad his brother and him are finally on the same playing field. But not just that, the two of them are growing exponentially stronger thanks to Kami's training. And they're both equally glad to see this. They're becoming closer as brothers and as rivals. And soon enough, they'll be able to see their friends again. It's a good thing they came up here and got Shenron restored. And the thing is, the 23rd World Tournament's gonna be pretty peaceful. There's no Piccolo Jr. Their friends are all glad to see them again. And Ten has a rematch with Granolah, and Goku even has a rematch with Krillin. Of course, the two brothers win their respective fights. But they're glad to see how these other two have grown too. Of course, the two brothers are rivals with each other. But who knows, maybe they found rivals in these other two. Goku's trained with Krillin so much. And the two of them are best friends after all. And as for Granolah and Ten, he recognized that change that Ten went through before. And he wants to see more of him. Not only is the rivalry between brothers flourishing, but between their two external rivals. Oh yeah, of course, Chi-Chi's still gonna propose to Goku. And it gets Bulma thinking that maybe she missed the boat with Goku. Kinda like she did in the original story. But there is another opportunity in front of her that maybe she's gonna take this time. And I'm not talking about Yamcha. This time she's not gonna fumble. It's someone she's kinda thought about for a while, but not really like that. Mainly because of Yamcha. And then we get to the final battle. A battle between the two brothers. And Granolah doesn't even try to hold back this time. He knows that Goku wants him to fight at full strength, and Granolah wants the same. And now, the two of them are actually pretty close to even. He's surprised that Goku's growing so quickly, but that must just be how Saiyans grow. Cerealians are growing pretty strong too. As we've seen through this series, because that's an assumption that I'm gonna make just to keep him at the same strength as Goku. And Granolah did have a huge amount of potential in the main story anyways. It wouldn't really make sense to not give him that. Cerealians seem to be pretty powerful, but in comparison to Saiyans, we don't know too much. Although here, the two of them are around the same level. Goku's grown quickly, Granolah's grown quickly. And Goku even tries to use Granolah's own tactics against him, hitting vital points and all. Of course, he can't do it as effectively, but Granolah commends the effort. It's kind of funny to see. And the battle concludes. It's kind of hard to tell who's gonna win because the two are so close, but it ends up being Goku winning. And Granolah's glad. His brother won through a combination of strategy and strength. It's nice. He's happy to see his brother get this win, and Goku's elated. Goku goes off with his new fiancée, and now the rest of them go on with their own lives. And we see another bit of a time skip. This time though, Goku's more connected with the group because Granolah's there, as well as Grandpa Gohan. He's gonna want to see them a lot more often. And soon enough, Goku and Chi-Chi actually have a kid. And also over this time skip, remember what I mentioned with Bulma? Well, she ends up dating someone that she's friends with and pretty close to actually. someone that she's known for a while, and has proven to be mature unlike Yamcha. Bulma ends up with Granolah actually, and each brother is glad for the other. They both grown incredibly strong. They have great friends, great relationships with their partners, and Goku's even married with a kid now, who of course he names after Grandpa Gohan. They need to have a big reunion at one point, which ends up getting planned. Granolah and Bulma are waiting at Kame House, awaiting Goku's arrival. Krillin's there, and even Ten showed up. By now, Bulma's even expecting a kid of her own, so soon enough we'll see that. And they can't wait to give the news to Goku. But Granolah notices something weird. With his stronger eye, he sees very far away. There's something in the sky that appears to be a spaceship. At first he thought it was a meteor, but there's a ship coming towards Earth. He's a bit concerned, not knowing what it is. And not too long after, that ship lands. Raditz has arrived, ready to retrieve Kakarot, and this is where we'll leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part, and what do you think is going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal so we can get another part of the series. Subscribe if you haven't already too, and hit that bell icon so you're notified about my next video. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.